and welcome to the show. Now, for this set of Forza Motorsport races, we were going to be using some A-class cars. However, they had to start in, well, the class above. That would mean PI dropping them. Now, that can be through engine swaps, more likely through a lot of ballast. The reason I went for this set of regulations was to encourage some different cars, vehicles that you don't normally see run. And they weren't allowed to run on slick tyres because, well, you just have to find a car that could run slicks and that would be it. So we were expecting a bunch of things like the McLaren F1, for example, and I went a different way with it. I went for a Lotus Type 35, figuring small and light was going... Small and light, somewhat difficult to drive. The tyres, it was on sport tyres, which was well within the regulations. It was about half the weight of everything else, if not 3 times lighter, and probably going to be a bit sketchy to drive. For our first race, we have a lovely little spot on the grid. Can't complain about this one. I am mildly terrified. I'm not going to lie here. I mean, a car that is so light compared to just about everything it was expecting someone to send it at turn 1. You don't normally go for it, but the Donkavort did. We all got out the other side in one piece. Yeah, I mean, me and the Donkavort have gone away with these regulations, and just about everyone else has gone a slightly different way. Oi, with the regulations. My Lotus is very oversteery. Right, let's try and... Yeah, so we're going to get outran by a Corvette down a straight. That's fine. That's to be expected. Here comes a BMW as well. However, we outrun the Donkavort. The BMW is to the inside. Liam is going for it. Ninetails was not stopping. I think that was Ninetails. Oi, we're going to sit up on a curb, of course. Big downside for me. The huge downside that I have is, as good as my vehicle will be, it will not like being in traffic all that much. It will likely be much better at this second sector of the lap. At the end of the day, we are a fraction of the weight of the big BMW in front of us. But of course, that does mean I've got to find a way to get my vehicle past. And, well, the BMW... yeah, it's got the acceleration that I simply do not have. God, we're going to lose so much time sat behind it through a corner like that. Can we dive bomb it into the hairpin? Oh, I thought there was going to be a little bit of space for us on the inside. Problem we've got here is we are going to sit on the outside here, but it's going to be the wrong side. Have I got the speed, do I reckon? Have I got the grip? Whoa, to sit all the way around the outside. There's maybe a little bit, not gonna lie, maybe a little bit of an ambition. There was sort of a little gap was left at the inside of the hairpin, and we very much, I mean, that would have taken our wheels off had we actually tried that with a open-wheeled car. Yeah, that's too brave through turn 1. I mean, we can carry speed here. It's a little bit academic because we're going to get on that back straight, I think, and we are going to have a whole bunch of problems. Now, around turn 1 we go, or turn 2, sorry, we go. We will fire the Lotus off the corner. We've got a very eclectic mix of vehicles so far up at the front. Corvette, Lotus Type 35, Donkavort, and what is it, M8? I think, going on back there. It's not quite going to catch us by the end of the straight. That's good news for me. We get the Lotus slowed down. Javi's gone very wide through there. That's good news for us, but of course, the thing I've got to be wary with the Lotus is, oh god, does it like to slide around. This is the anti-Alex car in some ways. I mean, it is still more of a handling car in this field. However, it is the most oversteery thing. Quite like it. I raced a Bugatti a little while, the classic Bugatti, was it Type 35 a little while ago, and it was brilliantly fast, but it was very oversteery because these classic race cars are, and it's just not how I normally like my cars to drive. This has got absolutely stacks of lap speed in it, but you've got to access it in a bit of an unusual way, shall we say. When it's moving about, you just have to let it do its thing. There's only so much fighting you can do against it. I mean, mid-quarter speed is phenomenal. Now, I'm not expecting to get off here. Well, I've got great speed off here. I'm not expecting to get past Javi into turn 1. I don't really want to. Unless we can. I mean, if we could do this around the outside at turn number 1. Javi's very, very kind there. I appreciate that. It's one of the best passes I will ever do at Hockenheim. But I will say that was helped by a Corvette playing nicely on that one. You do not go around the outside of turn 1 without someone being respectful. We put the Lotus there. We made it work. We are about to be vulnerable by the end of the straight. Here comes that Corvette again to the inside. We won't have to have a big dive under brakes. We're going to go a little bit early under brakes here. My goal is cut back underneath for the exit. The Corvette knew what it was doing there. It covered well in all of that. The Donkervort's busy fighting with Liam. See, we got good acceleration. We don't have top speed. That is to be expected, really, with this. Way. The Lotus is out sideways again. I mean, it's proper classic Grand Prix stuff here. We might be able to get the power down here, but again, the Corvette is going to defend. Can we make this one stick on the outside? We can. There's a little bit of a brush. It's all right. We're still being forced the long way around. Not going to make that one go, I don't think. What I'm going to try and do is get the power down on the exit, but it's once more. Javi's doing everything right here in terms of make it as difficult as possible for a Lotus. We're going around the outside of another corner again. We're still there. We're still sliding as we light up the rear tyres. It's towards the final couple of corners on a very tight line. I'm expecting a cutback from the Corvette, and there it goes. Now, can I cut back underneath it? Again, we've swapped sides I don't know how many times this lap. It's ridiculous. We will outrun towards the first corner. The Lotus will take the lead of the race. Hey, we're sliding again. I love this car. It's so much fun. It's a brilliant little car, this. Is the Corvette close enough to have a look? I doubt it's going to go for a big dive. I'm just going to focus on being neat and tidy through here. Get the car straightened up as soon as possible. Accelerate away out of there. We are pulling clear of Liam, which is good. Now, here comes the Corvette. Will it be close enough to have a look to the inside at the end of the straight? Possibly. Possibly. I will cover that inside line. We're going to break. Ooh, come on. Come on. Come on, Lotus. Get stopped. Make it difficult for a very brightly coloured Corvette to have a look. And sure enough, it can't do it. It cannot quite get that pass back done again. Something's gone quite wide in the background there. Now, let's maybe... No, fine, don't. I was going to say, let's maybe just keep the back end in check for a lap. But nope, the Lotus is always excited. It really, all it ever wants to do is slide about through some of these corners. I mean, it is very much on the edge. I tried to tune this a little bit. I honestly don't know what I'm doing with the car. Like, the tuning for the classic race cars like this, I don't really know what I'm doing. It's been made in such a way that it is pretty fast. But I don't know how to make it any better. So I've just kind of accepted this is how it's going to drive. It's quick enough, and that's that. I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it completely undrivable. Now around the final corner we go. Here we are, Lotus. You can slither your way out of that turn. Not the best lap from me, but we got the pass completed. We have led across the line. Let's get through turn 1. There's a little bit of a kick sideways on the exit. Corvette is still there. Now we know the big vulnerable place for us is going to be at the end of the straight. So we have the initial acceleration on the Corvette. We have quite good traction out of these corners. I mean, the Corvette is going to have, what, 300 more horsepower than I am? However, we are so much lighter. So we get the initial drive, we get the initial acceleration, but once we start getting to 140, that's when we start running out of go compared to the big American car. Javi thinks about sending it, can't quite do it. We will, as last time, just park it. Just park it in the middle of the road. We will light up the rear tyres, run over the curb a little bit there, not ideal. Corvette cannot quite... Well, it matches us. It matches us off the corner, but it's not going to be enough to put it in a place to have a look down here. Or maybe it will. Javi's going to send it. That is a good attempt. It's going to get alongside. Can it match us? No, cannot match us for acceleration. I've got to be a little bit wary it doesn't try and cut under us, which it has done. I did not have the rear end grip to make it work. Now, we're going to force it onto a tight line through here. Now, we've done this pass once already. Can we do it again as we head down towards the hairpin? Can we make... get the Corvette stuck there. It's a bit better for us this time around as we head up towards the final corner. I know exactly what that Corvette wants to do, and I'm not going to give it the space to do it this time around. We kind of park it on the apex. I know I've got good acceleration. This has been one hell of a battle as it's a run to the line. The Lotus is going to claim victory. Only just. What a race. What a race. That one was. Holy crap. Good stuff. Good stuff there. We would claim a victory in that one just from the Corvette. I would love to be able to have a look. I think the Donkavort got on the podium. I'm not completely sure. There we go. The Donkavort did. Oh, bloody hell. What a battle. What a battle. I love that little Lotus. It's great fun to drive. I am a bit scared. Not so much because I am in a tiny light car. I mean, partially because I'm a tiny light car and everything is heavier than me, but more because I'm a tiny light car and it's pissing it down with rain. We are at Mugello for our next race. Apparently I am around other little lightweight things as we blast off towards the first corner. I don't know how Lombo's got that down into A-class, but that is quite cool. There's a lot of cars running wide. I'm going to try and duck underneath everything on the exit here if I can. Get the power down in the teeny tiny Lotus. That's okay. We might actually be able to sneak around the outside of the mono. We'll be on the inside through here. Try and give... We're both going to be moving about through all of this. Who has got more acceleration? Who has got more top speed? The mono beats me initially. However, we've got the better line into there. And Scotty, in the end, yielded that one. We are... Hey, hello. We're going to hit a curb, and we are going to go very sideways. I mean, this does it in the dry, it goes very sideways. So in what is one of the heaviest rain conditions we can get on Forza, funnily enough, it does rather like to move around. I am just going to try and take it a little bit easy through here while we settle in a bit. Say that, can't really afford to do that too much. Scotty is right behind us. Then there's just a big pack of cars. Now, Lotus, can we be neat and tidy through this next couple of corners? The McLaren F1, even with the aero, is going to be an absolute beast down the straights. That was my backup car. I say backup car. I built a couple of vehicles for this regulation. I built McLaren F1, quite like the way it drove, but this just handled nicer, even if it's a bit dicey. The F1 has got a lot of straight line speed in it, which is going to be helpful down the start-finish straight. So that will probably get past Ninetails by turn 1. You can see it here. It'll go towards the final corner, but it won't be as good in the turns as, certainly as me. I don't know about the Lamborghini. That looks like a little bit of a handful as well. Now, there are going to be some all-wheel drive cars in this, and we've not had a bad sort of start to this race. We had a nice spot on the grid. We got ourselves clear of trouble early on. The Lambo's got some good straight line speed. I mean, we've got some good straight line speed in our Lotus here, down towards turn number 1. Don't know where the braking point is for this one. Everyone has actually done a pretty good job here as we fall into line. Come on, little Lotus. We're going to spin up the rear tyres a little bit through there. No, it's just been part and parcel of driving this. We do need to get past Ninetails, I think, here. Oh, this might be my opportunity. It's going to be a similar manoeuvre that when we tried on Scotty, only this time around we are not far enough alongside to really make that one stick. Can I cross underneath Ninetails on the exit? We can. We slide a little bit. We might have the acceleration just to finish that manoeuvre off, and the Lotus will move itself into second place here. Liam is catching, though. Liam is catching in... That was Liam in a Corvette by the looks of it. We are right behind the McLaren. F1 here. We're going to get to the inside through this next section. It's a very, very tight line. That's the problem. It was worth a go. Didn't quite pan out. Yeah, we're on such a tight line. Car gave us a little bit of a bump, but I think it's perfectly fair. We were on such a wonky line going into that corner. They were trying to cut underneath us. Now we are going to get on the power here. Thing is, even if we overtake, we might even be able to go around the outside into this corner. We can possibly do it. We might have the grip, but it almost won't matter coming onto the start-finish straight. Way. That's the bit that we are going to have to worry about. Oh, cars are hooked. I can't unhook. Oh, hello, longboat. Christ. So that is the difficulty. We started sliding, and I'm desperately trying to avoid the gravel with my car moving about all over the place. Car guy's unlucky. I mean, there's nothing they could really do in that. They got the nose of the McLaren got stuck in between my wheels, essentially. It's like, what can you do at that point? How on earth can you do anything about that? Liam's been given a massive free kick here as we all stumble over one another. I'm hoping that we can go round the outside of some cars here. Oh, Impega is not stopping. I don't know whether that was assisted or what, but Impega was really not stopping into turn number 1. Longboat is on the outside. It'll be the inside for the next corner. Can I try and maintain speed? God, this is the most dicey conditions I've ever raced in. This car is permanently on edge during this. You are dancing an incredibly delicate dance with the edge of everything in the Lotus. Oh, God, I couldn't hear my car over the Celine. That's going to get back past again. That's fine. Now, what can I do? Can I repass this? If I can get some traction down, that is the bit that matters. But it's not quite going to be in the right place. I mean, we learnt our lesson maybe last time. Don't go for a pass here. If we can, I say if we can avoid it. Very sideways. Lotus again as we run up the hill. All is gathered. See, we've got great mid-corner speed like that. Very difficult to pass, though, when you've got mid-corner speed like that. Celine struggling for some grip as well. As we get the power down, we're again going to look for the long way round here. We've made it work before. Are we clear? I think we're clear enough, at least, to cut across in front. Now, can I chase down Liam's Corvette here? Maybe. I am really pushing my luck. At some point, we are ending up in a gravel trap, is basically the way to sum up the Lotus. We are ending up in a gravel trap eventually here. It's just at what point do we end up in a gravel trap? Around the final corner we go. Right, we have got 2 laps to catch 2 seconds on Liam. That's going to be tough, I think. I don't think we're going to have that level of pace. We have got better straight line speed. If we can catch the Corvette, it might be possible to pass it. I think we've got a bit more acceleration. I mean, we have got very good acceleration. That's where our car shines. Corvette is probably more stable in these corners than I am. If I can get out of the turns well, I mean, if Liam makes any mistakes, that would help me out. I am really playing this one dangerously like that. I was semi-sure I was going to end up in trouble. Oh, turning a bit too soon through that. I just cannot carry. We can carry all right mid-corner speed. That's not really the problem for us. The problem is the exit of a corner where the back end just likes to do its own thing a little bit. Grumples is up behind us now. I'm not sure what they are in at the moment. We are going to try and maintain speed. I don't think we are particularly far away from Liam's car in terms of lap time. I just think with a 2-second gap, yeah, that mid-sector there, we're not great. I don't know whether that's my car or whether I am just not driving it very well. Through here, I feel like we're not too shabby. On the power as soon as we dare. Grumples has a Porsche of some description. I'm not actually sure what that one is. We've only taken a couple of cars around the outside here, but not going to have to worry about that this time around. We will, again, slide a little bit on the exit, slide a little bit on the entrance, and probably on the exit as well. Didn't quite get that one right, but once it was committed to going that direction, there is no arguing with it. Once the Lotus has decided, the Lotus is going that way, and there is very little you can do about it. Now, we will head on to... That Porsche has got some good mid-corner speed. That'll be your rear engine for you. Grumples will have a lot more traction than we do. That will help. Yeah, I mean, lap time-wise, I think we're pretty similar to Liam. Yeah, we gain down the start a lot. We make a good bit of our time down the start, finish straight. Still braking a little bit early. I'd rather be safe. At this point, I'd rather be safe than go careering off in turn 1. We're gaining a little bit of time. There's more time to be found there, definitely. But I'm just not quite being brave enough with this. Will Grumples be able to find a way past? Possibly if I do that. The Porsche is there looking, but we can outrun it to the next corner. And we are on a slightly tight line. I think the chances of catching Liam are done. The goal for me now is just focus on my own lines, focus on making sure that Grumples doesn't find a way past. Honestly, I don't know quite why I'm using second so much. I should probably utilise third gear a little bit more in the Lotus. It might actually help calm the car down a little bit, calm the wheel spin down. Probably should have been doing it for a bit more of this race. Grumples can have a look there, but this is a difficult, very difficult overtaking spot to make work on that section. We will stay ahead. I mean, Grumples is now running out of time to get a pass done. There's not really, I mean, there's a couple more places where you might get an overtake completed on me. This corner here would be one of the ones you would contemplate, but Grumples is too far back. Your best bet is going to be into the fast chicane that is coming. Your best bet is that I have a terrifying moment into the fast chicane, which has happened a lot and is happening again and is still happening again, but we are out the other side in one piece. Grumples, we will send the long way round. Grumples can have a look in the Porsche if you want, because I know what's about to happen as we fire the cars up out of the final corner. It's going to be a drag race towards the line, and while I'm happy to give Grumples the inside because it will not matter, the Lotus is going to hold on. Good race at the end there. Good race against the Porsche. I will take second. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. We tangled with Car Guy at a really awkward point in that one. Not really their fault. It was just my car was very was on the absolute edge of grip at that point, and unfortunately the nose of the McLaren just got stuck in the wheels essentially. Liam got a bit of a free kick in getting past it. I think if we had been ahead of Liam, I think Liam would have really struggled to pass me because I'd be so fast at every acceleration zone. But it was a close race. It was a scary race. But it could have been worse. Honestly, it could have been worse. Well, I have to say, I very much liked my Lotus. I was worried it was going to be too difficult to drive, too difficult to keep control of while in battles. I thought it'd be a terrible car in traffic. We did get a little bit lucky. We got very lucky, actually, with our spots on the grid and managing to mostly stay out of trouble. But it was a wonderfully quick car. Very different to my usual sort of cars, but I did rather like it. I have to say, put up a great show. It was quicker. I was worried it might lack straight line speed. It did a little bit at Hockenheim, but honestly, it really wasn't that bad. It did everything very well. The traction was where it really struggled, which is not a big surprise. But otherwise, yeah, very, very impressed. Very impressed with this car. It's great fun. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun and some very, very good close racing with this one. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the verse of the community section and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.